Hello, everyone. It's been a while. I haven't had a chance to have a chat with you, but perhaps tonight we can catch up a little bit. I've noticed that perhaps most of you, if not all, most of you, some of you, are still lingering in that breakup feelings and sadness and all that so forth. And so let's imagine, why is it that we are still in there? How is our world looked like before the breakup, and how does it look now, and what are the some of the reasons that we seem to be hanging on to that whole feeling of sadness and bothered and so on? Well, if we look at our world, how it was before the breakup, probably something like this. Like, we need to go to the center of us. We need to, in order to see the whole world of ours, we need to stand in the middle of the world. In other words, remember we had a little bit of discussion about, if we want to see the whole world, if we're at the ocean, we can't just be on the beach and look at one angle, because then we can only see the one angle of the ocean. But if you want to see the whole environment surrounding of us, we got to go in the middle of the ocean, get on a boat, go in the middle of the ocean, and then from there you can 360 degree, we can see everything behind us. When we were on the beach making a barbecue, we can see what's behind us, what's the other side, what's the other side. But from where we are standing, we can only see one angle of the what's in front of us, the angle that we're looking at. So for us, the same. If you want to see what our world is all about, we got to get into a center. So in order to get the center, let's imagine if this is the world all around us, and we are here, the center, right here. This one, can you see? Let's say we are there somewhere, and we are connected to our world through these lines. All my fingers supposed to be a line. Each one of them are connected to something. That gives us that stability, certainty, because we are all looking for some certainty and stability in life. And our world, each one of us, our world is connected into something, through lines to different things, such as our job, our families, our sports that we like, our hobbies that we like, our projects, our studies, our friends, our girlfriend, or boyfriend, or wife or husband, whatever it is. So if each one of these lines represent one of those things that I just explained, and we are in the center of it, when the breakup happens, one of these lines is broken. Like, let's say this one. Let's say this is the girlfriend line, and it's broken, so it's not connected anymore. Once it's not connected, we forget about all the other lines that are connected, and the world is still stable. But we only focus on the one that is disconnected. And we think just because that one is not cut, then the whole thing has become stable, which in reality, in any structure you look, if it's got like 10 lines, one of them cuts off, there's still got another 8 or 9 to hold it together. But we don't focus on that. We only focus on the one that is cut, and we see that as a threat to our stability, to our security, to our certainty. Because simply we are accustomed and trained somehow by our society or way of thinking that when we get up, the first thing we get up in the morning, the first thing that comes into our mind is not about the things that we have. Like, we don't get up and say, oh great, I have this job, or great, I have this much money, oh great, I have this food. Automatically we think about, oh shit, I don't have that kind of a money. Oh darn it, I don't have that car. I would have liked to have that. You constantly gravitate toward a thought of something that you don't have, which is the fiasco in life, because that puts us in the road of becoming sad, because we're only focusing on what's not available to us rather than what's available to us. So when the line is cut, you quickly get all your attention notice on the one that is cut. You forget about all the existence of all the other strong lines that is holding your world together. So to you, the one that is cut becomes the whole world, and becomes the reason that your whole world was stable, and becomes the reason for you to be depressed and sad and upset and angered and frightened, because you think that's what was holding you up. But that was only a fragment of your world. So how could a fragment of something be the whole of something. But that's not how you look at it. You look at the girlfriend-boyfriend problem as if it's the whole thing. Why? Again, we discussed in the other videos, because ever since childhood we were told that if we are a good boy, we are being told a good boy. We're satisfied somebody. Somebody says good boy, so they stay with us. They give us, I don't know, ice cream, or they say, okay, go play, or they're happy with us. They smile at us. And if that doesn't happen, it means that we were not good. We were bad. Something went wrong. We're not shown sympathy. We're not shown smile. We're not given the ice cream. So somehow we are accustomed or programmed to please someone. And we accustomed to get that affirmation. We are looking hungry for affirmation. Somebody to tell us we're a good boy. And if somebody does leave us, it kind of translates into we've done something wrong and we are not good. So that by itself puts us down, makes us feel like we can't feel good about ourselves because we haven't been pleasing someone. Someone is upset at us because someone left. And we don't care why and who it is and what. We just have this concept of someone left. And if someone left from childhood, it means we haven't been good. That's why they are not paying attention to us. So that brings sadness to us. But what we don't realize is that, first of all, the reason for our happiness is not the girlfriend. If you're a girl, it's not the boyfriend. The reason for our happiness is the choices we have made, what we are doing in our life, and what we have made out of ourselves. But somehow we forget about all those other things that we have done, and we focus on the only thing that is missing, because our mind, attention, naturally, again, goes to the one that is missing, not to the ones that is there and functioning perfectly and holding our world together wonderfully. We just seem to think the one that is not there is the problem with our life. And we don't look at it as the fact that when it's not connected to something, that's an opportunity now to be connected to many other things if it wants to be. So let's say if this thing is not connected, now it has the opportunity to be connected here, 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 here. Any other these places, it has an opportunity to be connecting itself to. In other words, he can find other girlfriends, other things, other friends that he can find, and find new girlfriends. So many possibilities opens up when any line cuts. But you think the one that is cut was the only possibility of connection to it. Now it's cut, so where am I going to connect it to? Well, when line is not connected, it means new chances, new opportunities to be connected to many other possibilities that was there and you didn't take advantage of it. And that's your chance now. So you can look at it this way rather than the fact, oh, it's cut and that was the one that was holding everything together. It's not. There is nothing in this world that one thing is holding it together, unless, I don't know, you're bungee jumping. If you're crazy enough to bungee jump, well, then, who knows? It doesn't have to be cut. If they measure it wrong, you're boom, down there on the rocks. I'll never bungee jump, I've done parachuting. I've flown aircrafts, but I never bungee jump because I'm not in control. Like if I am in parachute. Parachute, you have 6 seconds to just open the chute, and then if it's not open, you got to jettison it, open the other one. In life, you also have this second parachute, but you don't realize it's an invisible second. It's your choice. It means hundreds of different possibilities you have, which could be your second parachute. But as soon as something is cut, the girlfriend line, you don't think there's any other chance of connection, any other chance of survival, any other chance of parachute being there, or possibilities to open the next chute, which is look for other connections. The line, this side of it is not cut. As long as this side is not cut and only this side is cut, this can again connect to something else. Do you understand? So when you're at the center, you can see there's so many things that is connecting and holding your world together, but you only focus on that one line that is connected, because we're programmed to only focus on what we don't have rather than all the other lines that we do have. And that gives us a little sense of being down, because we are not focusing on the positive in our lives. We're only focusing on the negative one, and that itself doesn't let us go out and socialize and find new ones. Also, one thing else I wanted to share with you is that I forgot. Wonderful. So Now, how do we fill in the gap until I remember? Well, we talked about this, we talked about that, we talked about the thingy. So, I guess I will try to remember. I think the problem in most of the cases is that you linger to the memories. The reason you can't forget it, you can't go forward, is because you linger to the memories. Why? Psychologically, memory creates certainty because you have a certain story that you're playing into your mind, and that story reminds you of the good times or the times that you were okay. And mind you, you don't even remember all the bad times that you had. Your memory is only functioning in moving in the field of all the good memories, and that brings you certain certainty. And that's why you keep moving into your memory, even though you know your relationship is broken up, it's best for you to go on, but you linger there. Why do you linger? Because as long as you're thinking about the past, you feel everything is together. Your order is in place. So you go into your memory to create the order that was in place, and now that there is a breakup, the order is not in place because something is broken up, something is different, so your order has become disorder. And instead of moving on and creating a new order for yourself and new possibilities and explore more and take advantage of the opportunity that you can now connect to many different points, what you do, you go into your memory and try to linger there and to remember the order that it was, and through that memory create that certainty and security for yourself. Don't do that, because that certain security and certainty that you're feeling through remembering the memory is all fictitious, is all illusory, it's non-existent. So why are you trying to get stability from something that doesn't exist when you have all the opportunity to go and find the other end somewhere and connect yourself? And you don't even need to connect yourself quickly because everything else is holding the whole world of yours together. So what you need to do is simply remember that what you're trying to hang on to and create security for yourself is an illusory, is a non-existent thing. And if it's non-existent, there is really no sense of being in there. It's all you need to do is to focus on the present and make a new life, make a new thing, and live with the actuality rather than the illusory memory that you create. So you go in there and you stay there to create that certainty for yourself. But when you realize that what you're trying to create certainty doesn't exist, then you will not go in there. You will just stay with the present, and you'll just explore and live and make life happen for you, rather than trying to, through the memory, have some kind of an illusory life, which will never bring you anything that you're looking for, and it'll just be more sadness, because it becomes a habit after a while for you. And once it becomes a habit for you and you keep doing it, you feel like things are okay, but you have down and ups, because then you realize things are not okay. That was a memory. Then you go into the memory, you stay in there longer, and then again you'll see nothing is changed. So the only thing that changes is for you when you move forward. And when this line that we talked about cuts, what happens? It also gives you an opportunity to move. No ship, as long as it's anchored and is tied to the dock, can move forward. So when the line is cut, it's an opportunity. Yes, the line is cut, but only one line is cut. It can always anchor somewhere else, but in order to anchor somewhere else, it first have to move out of the dock and take the journey in the ocean. So when something is not connected, there's an opportunity for movement. And then therefore, if you realize that, you say, okay, I'm mobile now, I can move, let's paddle, let's put the engines on, let's go to the ocean, let's see what we can catch. On that note, please have a wonderful evening. Think about what I said. So much possibilities are out there, and you don't need to focus on what you don't have. You don't need to focus on the line that is cut. You can focus on all the lines that are there, and you can focus on the fact that this line that is cut can be attached to another things and many other possibilities, and it's an opportunity to move because it's not holding you back anymore, holding you. You can move forward and explore and see what's out there. Create your stability and certainty by moving forward rather than going back into your memory. Moving forward, it shows you what else is out there, which is abundance. Have a nice evening or day, and talk to you soon.